Hey everybody, I am with one of the great fighters in the world right now, number 7 on KevinIole.com, the WBC lightweight champion, Shakur Stevenson. He will be defending his belt in Newark at the Prudential Center on ESPN on July 6th against Artem Harutyunyan. I guess I pronounced that correctly. I hope so. Shakur, how are you, my friend?
What's good? What's good, man? I'm good.
A lot of your peers have been in big fights, so we're happy to get you back, see you back in action. I just wanted to ask you about a comment you put on Twitter February 19th. You pinned it to your profile. Tell your favorite fighter to meet me and bet your house on it. You're going to lose it all. You seem to be one of the great fighters who gets more crap than anybody on social media. What's going on with that?
Uh, I don't know. I think it just comes with the territory of being great. I think all the greats um have a lot of hate with them, and I think like with me, people just put like an unfair amount of um criticism on me just because of how good that I truly am, and they know that I'm on that level. But with that being the case, I think that it just comes with a lot. But fuck them.
Kevin Cunningham, who I think is one of the best trainers in boxing, he wrote a tweet too that was interesting. He said, this was on June 26th, so on Wednesday of this week, we're recording it on Friday the 28th. He said, my personal opinion from a skill set standpoint, Shakur Stevenson is the most talented fighter in boxing. After his next fight, he should be the most sought after free agent in boxing. I have said that about you all the time. I have said you were the guy that maybe would be pound for pound number one. A, I want to get your reaction to Kevin's comment. And B, I think, do you feel like your last performance, maybe you lost some shine? People weren't too thrilled with your performance in a win over Edwin De Los Santos?
Yeah, I mean, I really don't care because at the end of the day, uh, I'm the best fighter in the world, and truthfully speaking, they could say whatever they want, but it's gonna come down to a day, and it's gonna be a day where um, everything's gonna have to be proven, and gonna have to see who really is the best, who is that person, who is that guy that is gonna take over the sport and carry the sport for the next few years, and I'm that guy, and I just can't wait for the day. So at the end of the day, I can't really focus on the people that try to downplay my last performance. I performed plenty times other nights, and I gave the fans a lot of great. I ain't gonna say action packed because it's not gonna be action packed when it's one sided. When everything is one sided, it's hard to be action packed. But when you putting hands on people and beating people up, I think that's enough. And honestly, I don't put on great performances before. So if they want to dwell on my last performance, they can. But truthfully, I think my last performance was a testament to how great that I really am. Even on a bad night, because everybody in sports have bad nights, but even on a bad night, I could come out on top against a really good fighter. Which, if I had to bet any amount of money, these top fighters that call themselves top fighters would not fight that guy.
Interesting. Well, so that brings me to Gervonta Davis then, because your name was brought up at the post-fight press conference after he stopped Frank Martin. There was talk about him fighting Loma, and I have great respect for Loma, but Loma's kind of getting up there. I said, why not Shakur Stevenson? And his response was, and everybody in this room knows what will happen. And then he went like this, that you were going to run around the ring. If you fought, well, first of all, let me start by asking you this. People call it running. What do you call it? I never liked that term running. I always thought it was boxing and trying to use all your skills. When you hear somebody say Shakur Stevenson is a runner, how do you react to that?
I mean, can we really say that? Like, so when we say that, right? I think the real term, and if people like understand and know boxing, the real term would be Shakur Stevenson is versatile. He can do a lot in the boxing ring. He can cause if we think of like my last fight, right? We say, oh, he was moving. Before that fight, they was telling me that I was flat-footed and I was standing in front of guys too much. And that was like the main thing. Like, oh, I'm in the pocket, stand in front of somebody. I don't move that much. But then my last fight came, and now they calling me a runner. But I think like nowadays, like people's not really like boxing fans. There's a lot of people that's just watching the sport, but they're not like studying like the history and like going back to watch the Muhammad Ali's and the Sugar Ray Leonards when Muhammad Ali used to float around the ring like a butterfly. How he say he used to float. I mean, nowadays, if he was in our era, they would say he's a runner. We watched Sugar Ray Leonard versus Roberto Duran, the second fight. Sugar Ray Leonard beat him. Yeah, there you go. Sugar Ray Leonard beat him using his legs. Like he used his legs and he wouldn't stand in front of Roberto Duran. Everybody who watched it that during that time thought that was a brilliant game plan. They thought it was a brilliant performance. He made Roberto Duran quit. But nowadays, in our terms, I think with the people that's not really understanding the sport of boxing, I think that they would look at that like the casuals. They would look at it like, oh, I mean, I probably would have quit too, chasing him around the ring. Who would want to chase him around the ring like that? But at the end of the day, it's boxing, right? So now you got to cut off the ring. Like it's so much that I could really
But
get
let me
into.
let me throw this at you because I think this is fair to say, right? I like you know, and we've done many interviews over the years. I have great respect for your talent. I think I have you rated higher than anybody else pound for pound, and I've had you even higher, right? But having said that, Gervonta Davis was the one that said it. It wasn't me as a boxing writer or some other fan or other boxing writer. So that's one of your peers. Do you think Gervonta?
No, he's a casual though. Like Tank is a casual. We got to be honest. Like, um, when we like look at him and really understand, like you could be a special boxer, but don't really have like the IQ and I ain't gonna say IQ, but like the boxing knowledge, as I say boxing knowledge.
Yeah.
In my brain, how I look at him, like he's a talented, special fighter who got like God-given abilities. But like, as far as like boxing knowledge and all of that, like I watched him. He fought. Let's say this how I can put it right. He fought Rolly Romero and he fought Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Before the fight, when they was fighting each other, he picked Rolly Romero to win because of his power. And that's what he basically said. Like Rolly is, he's gonna knock him out. His power because he's saying like Rolly was stronger. But that's a casual opinion. Like if you really think about it, it's a casual opinion.
Pitbull's a hard guy to hit.
I mean, stylistically,
right?
With Pitbull pressure and standing right in front of you, not moving out of the way of the power, he's going right to it. Stylistically, it's a no-brainer fight. Like it's a no-brainer. Like if you know boxing, you know Pitbull was going to do that to Rolly. Like it wasn't a trick question. Wasn't a hard to pick 'em fight. But I'm just like explaining to you like the casual and like a Gervonta Davis brain. Good fighter, but he's a casual. So yeah, of course he's gonna say what the casuals say. He reads the tweets and listens to the casual fans and casual.
How much is free agency, if at all, weighing on you? You know, there's promoters now out there. I've never seen this before, to be honest with you. Like in the past, it was, you know, until your contract was up, other promoters wouldn't talk about you. Now I see a lot of the promoters are talking about signing you when your contract is up. Eddie Hearn said the other day that Bob Arum doesn't know how to promote you. You know, you put a bullseye on that tweet, by the way. And I'm just curious, does is it put pressure on you? Does it affect you in any way going into this title defense against Harutyunyan?
Honestly, I'm taking everything one step at a time. I mean, pressure either busts pipes or makes diamonds. So, honestly, I look at it like it is what it is. They could they could say whatever they want, and you know, at the end of the day, I still got to go out there and perform. If I go out there and lose, them promoters not gonna be talking like that. So, at the end of the day, the main focus is July 6th. We got a tough fighter in Artem. Got real good feet. Like to move. Likes to pressure with his feet. So we gotta figure the puzzle out and break the code, and then we'll focus on that.
Yeah, I want to ask you about Artem because it's a little bit unusual. You know, he is coming off a loss to Frank Martin. And Frank just obviously we know got beat by Gervonta. It's not often that a guy loses a fight and comes back and he's fighting for the title in the next fight. Do you think that makes him more dangerous knowing, hey, this is my last shot? Probably if you lose back to back, you're probably out of the top end picture altogether. Or do you, I mean, how do you view that having an opponent coming off a loss in a title fight?
Yeah, I think he's very much more dangerous. One, and then two, it's about like how the fight went. No disrespect to Frank Martin, but honestly, we all really watched that fight. That was a pick 'em fight. That was a fight that could have went either way. And if he didn't take that knee from fatigue
right
in that last round, I think it wouldn't even been like a pick 'em fight. I think it would have been a Artem won the fight. So honestly, from what I watched, I think that he's a good fighter. Definitely dangerous. I see him now. He's training at Top Rank Gym in Las Vegas, so he's putting himself in a type of environment to come in there at his best. So I've been training at Top Rank Gym my whole well, not
right
my whole career, but a lot of my fights. But like I said, I know this is a dangerous fight. I know that this dude is coming to win. I know that the casuals and the people in the public may not know him, but it's a bullseye on my back. I'm fighting an Olympian, and I love it. I love it. I think that it's a thrill with the risk that I'm taking right now. I think that is a risk with it, and it's a thrill for me. It kind of gets me out of bed. It gets me to go on them long runs, 8-mile long runs, and where I got to play mental battles with myself. And I love it. I love everything about it.
Let's wrap with this. I talked to Teofimo Lopez last week, and he was talking about the thing that he felt was most important in boxing. And he said, boxing is all about the lungs. And if you don't have lungs, you can't win. You just referenced running 8 miles and everything. Do you agree with that? And do you feel like in order to be at that elite level that you have to have that, that conditioning to fight 15 rounds as opposed to 12 rounds?
Yeah, I think that for sure. At that elite level, it all comes down to like being in the best shape. Cause you got two guys with equal skills and equal IQ, but if one guy is in the better shape and better condition, 9 times out of 10 that they gonna win. But a lot of fighters also don't know how to like get in the right shape. I think a lot of fighters do too much and not understanding it's a difference between like boxing shape and like football or like other shape, because you got to be like prepared to throw punches and use your feet and use your legs and do that for 12 rounds straight. So I think like a lot of fighters get in a different kind of shape, and I think only a few of them knows like the right way to get in boxing shape.
I remember talking to Terrence Crawford a few years ago about you when you were just in your early stages. And Crawford, he always has praised you as one of the up and coming greats. But the one thing he said to me, he goes, "You're never going to see this man get tired in a fight. Shakur Stevenson is always going to be able to go hard all around." So I've never forgotten that. Shakur, best of luck to you on July 6th. Thanks for the time and all the best in your free agency after the fight.
Thank you, man. Good talking to you too.
Good seeing you.